Live from Fortune City, that's right. Today I'm gonna gush about my love for Dead Rising and Frank West. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite mixed drink and combo weapon, and let's get into it.
But you're gonna need more than that. You better start talking. Right now.
Now I've talked about a lot of things I adore on this channel, but it's about prime time I give Dead Rising its proper due, as then just gushing about why I love this series. And sure, I've talked about Dead Rising, the remake, and the RE4 remake in one video before, but I just want to talk about the positive stuff this time, the stuff I love. And that means going back to the roots, the old stuff, and the games I actually love, such as Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. And sure, this may just be one gigantic upgrade to a game that already exists, but hey, they give us Frank West back in his proper spotlight, so I love it just for that alone. That's not all. I really think that Frank West is so malleable that he's able to fit into the story of the base Dead Rising 2 as it's evolved and Off the Record into a game centered around Frank this time, as he has to clear his name after fighting Fortune City, and it's just wonderful. I mean, hell, the story about Frank clearing his name, kicking down bad guys, busted scams, and then he gets to save the girl and ride off into the sunset as it transitions to the credits with his new theme song by Lifeseeker playing. I mean, if that isn't just a combo weapon in of itself, a combo weapon of sheer beauty and magnificence, then I don't know what else is, huh? I played Off the Record back in early 2018 after I finished the original Dead Rising. I needed my fix. I needed my Zombrex fix, you know what I mean? And let me tell ya, Off the Record blew me away the first time, and it still does now, roughly 7 years later. And it's just such a kick-ass game. I remember clocking in so many hours in sandbox mode with my brother. We just go around Fortune City, from the casinos to the park to Uranus zone to the rooftops to tunnels, everywhere, goofing around, and to this day, even 7 years later, we can still find dumb shit to do, goofy things to experience, and a whole bundle of laughter to enjoy together. Dead Rising is just a great game to relish in, and Off the Record, for me and my brother at least, is the cream of the crop. Not just from the good memories, but the fact that we can keep going into it and forging new memories is just incredible. And I just think that the sheer open world nature of the game, whether it's sandbox or just the campaign and even the challenges, there's so much fun to be had. And it never gets old finding a new way to mow down a zombie, or finding a new way to cheese a psychopath or bully them, or I'm sure as you see in the background footage of this video, I'm just throwing in a bunch of clips that I have on my PS5 transfer. Believe me, I had so many more back on my old PS4 I wish I could show here. But here's a picture of my profile, and this is from the PS4 days when I played it with my brother. As Frank, I got into that sports car in my ninja outfit and I drove it into the bathroom. So that's gonna be my wallpaper, and it's always gonna be my wallpaper. It can't be topped. And speaking of cars, one of my favorite memories is when my brother was trying to take on Randy all by himself, and he drove that 4x4 red Jeep into Randy's chapel, and he gets stuck in there, he gets downed, but that Jeep was blocking the door. So I remember having to get those flaming fists, those boxing gloves, and had to break open that Jeep just to save him in the nick of time. Here's the footage. Just things like that always bring a great grin to my face and a slight tear to my eye from the sheer laughter, and I just think that memories like that is what makes a game like Off the Record timeless. And as I've said, sure, it may just be a new upgraded version of the base Dead Rising 2, but I just think that means that Dead Rising Off the Record is able to do so much more with that in mind. It's able to upgrade itself and forge its own identity, and I think it really has. Because quite honestly, I think the best way to continue Dead Rising is giving us a proper new Frank West game with him involved in some way, with TJ back voicing him, set in the Off the Record universe. Who knows, maybe it could be the son of Frank and Rebecca, or just have Frank be a mentor to some new character. I don't know, there's many ways you could approach it. Just make sure that Frank, or this new character, has to fight the sister of Adam and Evan. We just need that other clown boss fight to round out a trilogy. You know, you want it, I want it, it'd be hilarious. And we even got some ideas for new psychopaths, such as like a movie director. I think that'd be a lot of fun. He can go on about his mise en place and wanting to get the perfect shot, and he could mistake the protagonist for being the set PA to help him in his new shoot, something like that, and it goes awry, and then there's a boss fight. And there's so many great ideas you could have for a new Dead Rising, man. Put it on a cruise ship, put it, I don't know, in some weird, just put it in Canada, who knows, or even Australia might be a funny place to set a new Dead Rising game. I'm sure there's something goofy in Australia we could run with, huh? And, even just going and looking at the psychopaths and Off the Record, my brother and I would love to joke about Chef Antoine and his "Needs more butter." Like, that guy is always a great time to fight, and his amazing theme. I mean, if I can even just say one thing, I love that Dead Rising's got me to so many great musical artists. Like I mentioned Lifeseeker earlier, you should definitely check out all of Lifeseeker's other work. They're fantastic. And this also got me into Cell Dweller, and like his boss themes for Chef Antoine, the Magicians, and his other themes are just incredible. He's another artist I really like. There's a lot of just great music at Dead Rising. I think that's what a new proper game would need. A badass soundtrack that can accompany its respective new creative psychopaths. A cool setting that functions as not only a good place to tell a story, but a well for crafting an amazing playground. And number 4, make sure the protagonist is goofily likable, but still determined to do the right thing. And above all, make sure that all builds together into a beautiful combo weapon in of itself that is a good game that can give me as many memories as Off the Record. I mean, if I had to describe one moment that always comes to mind when I think about TJ Rotolo, who is the real Frank West.
Hey, I love a good catfight, but we're not getting anywhere unless we work together, ladies.
I would have to say, Frank West is the kind of guy that will not let a giant robot get in the way of his scoop. And that's what we get here in Off the Record. Like, talk about a creative fight, and also one that is funny as hell. And Dead Rising 2 Off the Record is full of funny as hell moments. And I just think that for a game that Lurie has the hero save the girl when Frank saves Rebecca, and then he rides off to the sunset as it cuts to his theme song playing, like... I always get emotional towards the ending, because around after his theme plays, it plays some of the original Mall music from the first Dead Rising game, and just that piano score is what I always think about when I think of Dead Rising. And I do think that Off the Record is the perfect sequel to the original game, and I do wish we get a sequel to Off the Record someday. And you know what? Off the Record is a badass game I love so much that goes into my Hall of Fame alongside Resident Evil 6 and Yakuza 5. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you love about Off the Record, and I'll see you in the next scoop.
Hey, what do you say, you and me, go break this story wide open?